Dungeons and Dragons. Like roll
Depends
1d100, maybe a campaign.
Well, we do have dragon kin here, like a dragon kind.
Yeah.
Are we gonna go visit them all beat up? Like, hey, you know about that Esco lady? Are you gonna like help us or something? I don't think that's.
Naya's a dragon person.
I am.
So we may not have dungeons, but we'll have dragon kind.
Kinda, sorta.
Dragon. All right, so then we would also count a kobold in the party as a dragon, right?
I think they're like closer, in fact, than Dragonborn are.
Really?
In some philosophies.
Cool.
Well, as a snotty Dragonborn, I'd say kobold. Oh, hell no.
Well, they actually have tails and can sometimes have wings. So
I thought Dragonborn could also have wings and tails.
No.
They certainly could back when they were introduced in Dragon Magazine in the day in Forgotten Realms.
I don't know.
Weren't those like dragon cultists or something like
Wait,
that?
weren't those draconians from Dragonlance?
It might have been draconians from Dragonlance. Now that you mention.
Wah wah. Boom boom.
I didn't allow them in my campaigns. They were right up there with winged elves, as far as I was concerned.
Winged elves, okay, fine, whatever. Stay a while, crazy.
Yeah, Dragon Magazine was terrible.
We don't. You don't get wings as an elf unless you do some bad or like very good shit, or
it's like some sort of class special.
So like dragon sorcerers level 14 or so get wings temporarily sometimes, I think.
I was the snob DM that would be like, no, you don't get no subclass you got out of Dragon Magazine, kid. They're broken.
They are. All the new shit is super power creeped. Yeah.
And that's why I'm using it against you, huh?
Yeah, I'm the villain. Which is why last time I made you encounter a spirit.
Actually, that was a pretty badass encounter. Sorry to interrupt, but like that was really cool.
Yeah, you've done a good job of walking the line with us.
I enjoyed that encounter a lot as well. You had gone to the ruined city of All Saints, to the lake city, in the middle of the desert, to see if you could track down the naiad who used to live there. Obviously, grandmother had told you that she should still be alive. You know well now that as long as a naiad's home water is still around, she will also be attached to it, and won't die. Basically, same thing as a dryad and her tree, right?
Yep.
So, knowing that the lake was still there, even the little puddle that it had become, you hoped to find her, and you found when Lauren accidentally stepped on the grain of sand that she had been sealed within and broke it.
Well, I missed that completely during the session last week. I completely
Yeah,
missed.
me too.
Completely missed that he stepped on it and broke it. I thought we had killed off all of her minions, and so she appeared. Holy crap! Nope.
That was how she appeared. There was you all were walking. You approached the pond, and under Bet Mounty's foot, in fact, there was a crack, a shatter, and then she appeared. She flung you into a sandstorm. It was not dissimilar to the times that you visited Grandmother's Grove and her pixies would whisk you through the forest in ways that you could not perceive.
Yep.
And when you finally broke back through those barriers after fighting and fending off the what must have been the leftover representations, golems almost, of many of the people of All Saints who were shifted and died, um, you were able to reach this spirit again and talk to her just long enough to learn a little bit about her, which is that she has been um, shifted into something like dust, and when you mentioned that you were friends with grandmother to her friend, she gained control of her wits long enough to hold a conversation.
Yep.
But before too long, she told you to leave, and when you did, as you are now leaving the city and hurrying back to your skiff that you parked nearby, the pretty much the entire city, save for some of the outskirts, is now enveloped in a swirling cloud of sand.
So I have a question.
Go ahead.
Now that we inadvertently or not broke her out of her trap in a grain of sand, does that change her manifestation or her anything?
Well, she told you, she heavily implied to you by mention. Oh, welcome. Hey, how are you feeling?
Hello.
You doing
Hey,
okay?
saw
Yeah.
you
Uh,
saw
g-
you in the stream.
yeah. Give me a second. I'm gonna log in.
Oh, hell yeah.
Cool.
Don't kill yourself logging into Roll20. It's a bad website.
No, it's
I don't know
fashionably
what it is
late.
for your health.
Trying to make Verde look good.
I think part of the problem with also feeling bad today is our weather is shifting radically. We are due for monsoon this evening and through the weekend, and so
Yeah.
the barometric pressure has dropped, forcing everybody into painful bodies.
Oh, it was so nice out this week, and today it's disgusting. I'm sad. It's like 80 degrees at 11 p.m. right
That sucks.
now. I was just giving everybody the recap of last time. Let me give you the quick version.
Actually, I was on NeuroStream, so
You
don't
heard
even
it.
bother. Yep.
Okay.
Just keep going.
Good shit. So yeah, the spirit implied to you that she had met um Prince Vashta, um the red-skinned man, I believe he was described as. um and they seemed to have some enmity for each other. Uh
Yeah, didn't we ask her a question and she's kind of sort of confirmed that he was the one that had imprisoned her?
yes,
The red-skinned man had
it's
been
Yeah,
the
she
one that.
very
kind of
ambiguous.
implied that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can draw that conclusion.
Okay.
And but you were able to sort of convince her that you meant her no harm. But whatever has afflicted this naiad, her shifting is much worse than anything that you've ever seen in terms of grandmother's shifting, who mostly has been afflicted and wilted and aged by her practice of healing creatures in her grove who were afflicted themselves, by taking that redshift into her, which has caused her and her tree to grow all sorts of thorns and become jagged and rough. But
Are we? Sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, are we discussing this on the skiff back home?
You can be if you want.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just giving you the recap as you are getting out of the city here before we get back to Chose.
It was just very topical to an idea that I kind of had after the stream about grandmother and this naiad in particular. I would ask Naya if maybe she could ask or what she thought about the idea of grandmother perhaps ceding a bit of herself to cure or help change the naiad back. Sort of like, I know the idea of taking a cutting of a plant and creating a copy of it in order to, you know, keep on getting that plant. Could the same thing essentially happen here?
I think it's possible, and I think that grandmother would offer that if she sees that that is the thing to do. But I'm at a loss for how to cure this.
Oh, me too. This is hell
She
out
has
of my
been
wheelhouse.
so completely transformed and cursed, except that it's not a curse. So she has no really no control except, you know, a couple minutes at a time, if there's a good reason, which we apparently became a good reason, for her to remember herself. I mean, she's acting opposite to her true nature, and water is now poison to her, and it's like,
mentioned that yet.
yeah, I hadn't mentioned that. Sorry. But it's like, I don't know what the fix is going to be, or if there is even one. I've thought about this a lot all this week, you know, in between the sessions, in terms of what could possibly work. And part of the reason I asked for a badger was so that I could go back and dig underneath the tree if I have to drain the lake.
Interesting.
Well, it's as Mount Lauren said at the end of our conversation on voice last week, and Serb, I think you had already logged off by that time.
Probably did.
But we're like, if there's a way to stop it that involves killing her versus an endless life of suffering, which is what she's set up for right now, we would try to kill her.
Yeah, likewise, I would add that my idea, saying that it's a fix is a little funny, especially because I just said that it was a clone. This would essentially be in my head doing as Garrett, not as Alpha Staffer or as Verde, whatever. Dox myself. No, so in my head, this is essentially taking a clone of another spiritual plant and putting it onto another plant to make a new plant. So this naiad would have to want to become entirely different again.
Right.
Which
Plus,
is a lot to ask.
As we said last week, that, you know, if we have to go through this again, I'm not sure we'll all survive.
Oh, we might be hella prepared. I don't know if we'd survive, though. We almost died.
We did almost all of us die.
You can certainly be more prepared this time. I mean,
well, but I was, you know, how many times had I used my spells?
No, I think
that was rough.
No, to
When
get the skiff where it was. I used up an entire tier of spell slots, just to get the skiff to All Saints. I mean, like, that's the thing. So if we're gonna rely on the skiff to get us there, I have to have X number of spell slots to make that happen, and so I was down to it.
I have a
You're not
radical
Last
thought.
you're not sure how the sandstorm would affect you if you went into it again at the moment. Um,
True. All I have is
Nor are
what I
you
know
sure how
from the
long
last
it's going
time.
to last at the moment.
Well, I just wonder how different it is now that she's no longer trapped in a grain of sand. And she had a moment of kind of awakening when talking to us before she reverted. And she warned us to get out of there before the rage started up again.
uh, but were you to avoid getting split up, you would likely stand a much better chance of getting to where you need to go.
I get the feeling people, good natured who are area plant. It's probably what she said. It's just, or the way I kind of interpret it was a lake and a tree that served a purpose with town nearby. All the people being less growing habit, cattle kind of gave the whole flag purpose. If wondering if part of required to first regrowing the area city and seeing an addition of life to a pretty barren area. Further see that that'll actually be different and restoring us.
Yeah,
You have no
to that
idea.
end.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, but yeah, to that end, I have an idea. I agree. I think that whatever we're gonna do at Alsane's is a project in one way or another. Uh, Depending on our ability to move material across the desert and whether there's any water trapped under those rocks to the south might make a really good temporary outpost if we could move a small obelisk there. Uh, it would be much easier to conduct a project that way, you know?
I wanted to say you have no idea how long this desert has been here, knowing as you do, as you saw in your visit to the past, that it was not that at all 1,000 years ago. Um, but you have no idea how long it took to spread or become dried out. Uh, you have no idea how long she has been in this particular state. Um, to Montlaren's comment, the um, the Kotoran desert goats that were on their way, you think should actually be getting all situated over at the Chose Fort by now, which means, yeah, pretty soon, in the next week or two, um, proper expeditions by people other than you guys uh, will be able to make real headway into the desert here. Um, Nami already has an additional skiff built, but this one has, actual barding for uh, hauling animals. So people will be able to travel out a little bit further. Almost certainly not as fast or efficiently as you all do it, but we knew that.
For sure. Uh,
Because we're ace.
well, I mean, we got that magic going on, right?
Yeah, superpowers.
Yeah, I was just thinking that since we know this area is enemy territory, anything we do that's going to take time is going to require us to have a bolt hole. And those rocks look like a really good place for one to me.
Cool. Now,
Well, the first wave has. So we could probably go south.
it will strike the morning after you leave All Saints, which gives you about which only gives you about 4 to 6 hours of real travel time.
Well, maybe another.
Did we kind of sort of determine that Vashta has a place in town?
Oh, he does. That place is well and truly under that sandstorm.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say we actually peeked inside the first time we met him, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
That was when you discovered the just visible remains of a cast teleport circle out of there.
Right.
But yeah, his little hidey hole is buried.
Okay.
Whoops. That.
Oh no.
I didn't mean to draw a mountain, but here we are. No, this is kind of what I was looking at for
Roll 20. There we go.
a return path, so that way we can.
Open up the map.
Yeah, that's pretty reasonable. Let me just go ahead and give you those spaces sort of as you move.
Pretty basic map. I'm still sort of stressed
We had
about
a
what happened.
short rest, or we know we haven't had a long rest, but have we had a short rest?
Not yet, but
Okay.
considering you're going to be camping out 1 or 2 hexes away from the city, if you want to push the short rest button, you can. However, I'll tell you now, we're gonna jump to Chose after this.
Okay.
So it's not really relevant.
So there you are. You have gotten the opportunity to map out a whole bunch more sand.
Cool.
What's that sketchy looking cave?
Oh yeah, we have not had a rest yet.
No.
Not yet.
Didn't think so.
That cave is just the icon for that coral forest that you guys explored.
Oh, the coral forest. Okay.
And so a few days later, the Redshift on your heels, as always, coming in a couple days after you do, you will make it back to Chose. And now you may click the long rest button on your character.
Cool. Thank you.
Woo!
I have spell slots again.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
I need a spell like your blink spell. That's pretty awesome. But if I get a badger token, then next time I will wild shape into the damn badger.
Oh, yeah. Blink is nice. I have it as a domain spell, which is cool. The other one that is that's super sick is Dimension Door.
Yeah, both of those. Very effective blinks. I like it.
Yeah,
Also,
Misty Step is another good one.
Mirror Image is not a blink, but it's also an extremely good defensive spell.
Yeah.
I also have that as a domain spell.
Yeah,
I have that one.
Wizard
And
defense.
Mirror Step and Misty Step.
Fuck mage armor.
I like mirror image, but it doesn't work against things that do AoE. That'll just pop out.
That is a duplicate can so you can have the duplicates if you're in an AoE. It ignores all damage besides direct attacks. So yeah, but it's bad if you're just walking through a sandstorm or something. That it
Right.
doesn't help you at all there.
Right.
If
That's
you're
why I didn't use it.
if you're fighting enemies that use attacks, then mirror image is delightful. It's not even concentration.
Yep. Okay, so our bedraggled selves
Oh,
sail into town, and then what?
well, Amber Green, you still have that minus 16 max health, don't you?
I still have what?
That minus 16 maximum health.
I do have that minus 16 maximum health. How do I heal that?
You need to see a priest.
You need a curse removed.
Isn't that
or
fucking
similar
ironic?
magic.
You need to see a priest.
Would Montlarin have smelled that?
So do paladins have? I don't think Lay on Hands does curse removal, right?
No, it's diseases, conditions, and poisons.
Yeah.
So like I could remove fear off of you, but I can't cure curse.
I understand.
I don't think that this is not really something that you need to riddle about, though. Really, Amber Green, you I think would, if not immediately, pretty quickly gain an understanding that you have been cursed by the sands.
Yeah, I can't remove it either.
Curses are magical or not?
They might show up as a magical effect. I think this one probably would. It's not something you can dispel magic on.
I was gonna say I can't, because I have dispel magic as a domain spell.
No, not dispel magic. More like have Captain Van pop out his orb real quick for the Redshift. Actually, so that way he can get it off.
For a magical curse, that would much like putting anti magic on a magic item, that would suppress the curse for as long as he was looking at you, but it would come back as soon as you blinked. You're gonna need to remove curse or something.
I'm sure.
Whoa, one at a time, or please wear headphones.
I'm pretty sure you can do remove curse.
You need a priest. Isn't that ironic?
Yeah. But yeah, remove curses on your spell list somewhere. If you don't have it prepared, then you'll have to do it at the start of next Redshift. But
I get remove curse when I level.
That's a weird spell for.
Yeah, I'm not sure I actually get.
It's a third level abjuration spell.
I didn't give you guys XP for last time. It was
Cleric,
so late.
Paladin.
Holy shit! I do
Warlock,
have
and
remove
wizard.
curse.
Yeah.
Okay.
Clerics
So
have
yeah,
it.
I can do it.
Do you have it prepared already?
I don't have it prepared. I'll have to prepare it.
So yeah, what you'll have to do is you'll have to prepare it and then use that spell slot at the start of your next adventure. Until then, you're gonna spend most of this Redshift just feeling at about 60% the whole time.
I get you.
Allow me to deliver you some XP really quick. Quick division.
Yeah, I thought you were waiting to do the next encounter after that. We're gonna hit with it.
Oh yeah, wouldn't that have been fun? No,
Yeah,
this time I forgot because it was 3 a.m. when we stopped.
Right.
That's viable. I believe it.
So to each of you goes 2080 XP.
2080?
80, yes. 2080.
Cool. I'm close to ding.
That doesn't actually show your XP. You got to click the experience point button, Naya. Then it'll show what you're at. Nice.
There we go. 42,105 out of 48.
I'm at 49,545 out of 48,000.
Nice.
Level up.
Congrats. I'm at
Oh, it has-
47,295.
Okay. Well, I was just about to say, this is a great session to do it. As usual, on odd numbered levels, everybody hits the same level. So,
Woo!
everybody who's not there already, please go ahead and set yourself to 48,000.
Because Mont did it. Yay.
Yeah.
It's
Yay.
like I give you valuable experience by being your mentor.
That means I'm level 9?
You are level 9. Next level is at 64,000, in case it doesn't update it for you. So first thing is first. If everybody wants to roll for HP, now is a great time to do it. And if you want, we could do the level up before we get into lore and stuff. Or we can do the lore first and we can level up after.
Well, there's an odd, like, 4-way split between the spells I want to get. And I want all of them right now, but I know some of them I have to wait for then.
Yeah, because you get 2, right?
Contact other planes, teleportation circle. Cone of Cold. Those are like 3 of the 4 spells. It's like, yeah, and
I haven't even looked, so.
Naya, we're gonna have to do your whole sheet. Actually, Ambergreen, you too. I'm gonna have to pull you 2 in at some point.
No.
All right.
Okay. We can do it tomorrow or Monday or something.
Because cleric and druid shit.
I'm gonna just
Yeah, please roll for your health at least while we're all here.
What are we rolling? A
10.
D10?
Ooh,
Wow.
that was a good roll. I'm at 81.
Yeah, what we roll?
Roll 1 hit die and then add the result to your hit point maximum.
1D10?
It's if you just click the hit die button, Naya, it'll roll it for you. Nice, Mont. It's a good one.
Yeah, it's a good one. Good stuff.
Why is it not rolling?
What am I doing?
You said
Hit
it
die?
would roll. Oh, now I
There's
understand.
a pop-up
Yeah, wait.
probably. Not bad, Albus tab. What was that, Naya? You should have to. You click the.
Okay, and then what do I click for the pop-up?
1. That's how many you want to roll. You're just rolling 1. Not bad. Pretty good. Actually, perfectly average. So, good.
Do I add that to my 45?
Yeah. That's max HP.
Okay.
Make sure you add it to your max health at the bottom there, Naya, too, not just your current health.
I'm clicking on the hit dice thing here, and it's not doing it.
Yeah, mine was really super laggy or something.
It should open a pop-up asking you how many you want to roll. Maybe it's behind your character sheet. Alvis, you're taking another. What level are you taking?
Another level of fighter.
Cool.
Where are you saying at the bottom of what?
My God.
Oof. Well, I mean, you are having a bad week, right? In terms of health.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm cursed.
So Naya, below the heart, there's that box that has your X minus 0.
Oh,
your max
I
health
see.
minus
Yeah.
0. Yeah. So that's where you update your max health, and then your current health is in the heart.
Oh God, do I have to drag my spells in manually? Oh, that's so fun.
You sure do.
Oh, you don't have to do it today. Do it when you feel better.
He's a paladin at least, so his are quicker.
Yeah.
What do you get? Because yeah, you get 3rd level spells. Nice. And how many of those are there? There's only like 12 of them.
Oh, that's not that bad.
Hey, he's got Revivify. More than one person can revive. Oh, I think druids get it too. Yeah.
I got a 5th level spell. Yay!
Yep.
But I have to add all that crap. Okay.
Now I will tell you that diamonds are not free. So
What?
oh, for resurrections,
Oh.
you may have to find those. Oh my fucking god, Aura of Vitality is so good.
So does he suddenly have to have a pickaxe equipped so he can dig them up? I mean, that's a pretty shit move there, DM.
Yeah, that's just how spell materials work. You might be able to get some of the cheaper ones, like the 25 to 50 gold worth of gems, once every now and then. But it's, you know,
Legend lore might have been other people.
legend lore is pretty cool. I will say though, like a lot of the information about Vesoth is lost. So it probably wouldn't tell you anything that a combination of Grandmother, Arisa, Van, and Dex couldn't tell you.
The main
maybe
challenge
it
is
might get you
knowing what
some
the question
information
is.
a little bit quicker, but a lot of the information that exists is known by some of the people around. Also, I was gonna say, when it comes to teleport circle, just keep in mind that like we're not doing travel back to Homeland and Empire and stuff for the party. But you do have one teleport circle on hand in the Redshift zone now.
God, why would I want to go back to the fucking, the fucking guild?
Dude, I'm sorry to interrupt, but somewhere nearby that I can hear outside,
Yeah.
someone is cheering on the regular.
Dude, it's a game night.
It's some kind of game night.
Fucking baseball. We live right next to
Yeah,
the
they just keep going, yay!
Oh, okay.
Well, I guess legend lore can do secret lore that has never widely been known, as long as the thing you're asking about is legendary.
I think the Redshift itself, our is pretty legendary.
It is, yeah.
So that's valid. It'll just be a little before we can get all those materials.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'd probably have to find the incense. You might be able to get your hands on the ivory for free, more or less. But yeah, okay, so everybody's I mean, Alvis, do you get anything special that we should know about?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about what I need to do or what I want to do.
You're fighter 4, so that's your ability score improvement, yeah.
Yeah, I get an ability score improvement, but it gave me a proficiency bonus, which it should not do. I do not have a proficiency bonus of 4. I should only have a proficiency bonus of 3. According to Jeremy Crawford, the lead designer of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, ability score improvements are based on your level in a particular class, not your total level if you multi-class. So I should get my ability score bonus, but he also says that I shouldn't get my proficiency bonus. So I'm trying to
Because is your proficiency bonus not
I
dependent
thought it
on your total
was.
level?
I thought it was total level. Yeah.
Is it? I
I
didn't know that. I
you're
thought it was
the
based on your
first
class.
you're the first person I played with who was multi-class. So I don't know Let me double check for you. We can look through the rules. This is
I
trivia.
know that because I'm getting this
Okay.
ability score
Oh, yeah,
modifier that I can't
it's
go past 20.
it's right in there. It's yeah, you can't go past 20 with your ability scores, but proficiency bonus is literally like the third thing under prereqs, and it is always based on your total character level.
Oh, that's much nicer than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought
Yeah,
I wasn't.
it makes sense. You're still level 9, right?
Okay, yeah, yes, technically, but I'm technically level 5, level 4.
Yeah.
But I guess that's
Otherwise,
D&D 1.
if you multi-class too hard, you'd never get your +6, and that would not be good.
Yeah, right. No, I think I'm doing 5/5 and then putting everything else in, rogue, so I can get my multi-attack and then move on from that.
Yeah. I mean, do
But shit.
keep in mind you can't sneak attack more than once per turn, but still.
Oh, yeah.
Extra attack.
So this is my dilemma, everybody. Like with table talk. Do I put it in my constitution to bring it up to a 15 and get that +2 constitution?
What do you mean 15 gets +2? It would be 14.
Well, he's at 13.
I'm
now.
at 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I bring my ability score to 15 of constitution? Or do I push wisdom or my charisma, which is -1? I don't think pushing strength will really do anything, even though it will give me a +1, because all of my weapons are finesse weapons. And strength doesn't give you a bonus to damage, does it?
Don't
if you're
forget.
doing finesse?
No, it doesn't. Don't forget you can split them. So if you wanted to get your 14 con and 12 wisdom right now, you could do that.
Yeah. And I don't really care about the charisma because that's kind of a character thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. He's working on it. Plus, even with a 9 charisma, you have a +7 deception already.
Yeah,
so,
right.
It's not too bad.
It's the deception and the persuasion, because that's what I was trained in. I at least know how to do these things.
Now the other option is doesn't your spellcasting depend on intelligence? Because you could get that up to 16 as well.
Absolutely, but it's not like I'm gonna get more spells.
Yeah, that's true because you're when would you get more spells? Oh yeah, you'd have to get all the way to 7th rogue to get 2nd level spells.
Yeah, and you said that might be reaching it.
Yeah,
You when you warned
especially
me.
if you're continuing on fighter. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm only going one more level fighter, but yeah, you said that that might be reaching it.
We might not have enough time for that.
Yeah.
You guys are not hitting level 20.
Cute. I think I like that split. So 12 wisdom would give me the +1 there, and then I would get that +2 on the 14 con. Thank you for reminding me that I could do that.
Yeah, and make sure so your level, you already rolled your hit dice and increased your maximum. Make sure that you increase it by another 9 because you increased your constitution.
Holy shit, 9 points. Thank you.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Yeah, it's retroactive.
Fuck, 9 points?
Yeah, it's increasing con is pretty cool.
That puts me at 73 as a fucking rogue.
Well, you're halfway a fighter at this point, so.
Halfway fighter, halfway rogue. Just a little bit of spellcaster there. I really like this character. I hope he doesn't die. Alright. Thank you for tolerating that.
No, it's,
I think
yeah,
I'm
you're
basically
welcome.
done.
Right. Amber Green, Naya, we're gonna have a you and me session to port all your spells in. It's gonna be terrible. We'll do it later next week sometime.
Okay.
I'll summon you at some point.
Alright.
Otherwise, do either of you get anything cool? Let me just double check if there's anything else. But I think because it's 9th, you just get 5th level spells. Pretty much.
I looked at Xanathar's. I have 4 new spells from there. Probably a dozen from the compendium. And I
Oh yeah, do I get the Tasha's spells, even though we don't have that here?
We do allow Tasha's spells, yeah.
And I haven't even looked at Tasha's for anything. So
You have to enter those manually if you want them.
You do have to enter them manually. So you are entitled to them. If you only want one or two of them, that's fine. We can talk about that when we go look at them. Let me. You know what I'll do.
I actually think I only get one, even.
Is there only one in Tasha? Yeah, it's only Spirit Shroud from Tasha's that's added here.
Yeah.
Naya, I'm gonna go ahead and need to DM these to you.
what? Muttering.
I'm gonna send you the spell lists that you have access to. This includes Xanathar's and Tasha's.
Oh, okay.
Just don't post those on stream, I guess. But yeah, not too many, but a druid. What is commune with nature? You instantly gain knowledge of up to 3 facts of your choice about any of the following subjects as they relate to the area: terrain, plants, celestials, fey, fiends, elementals, or undead.
Nice.
Cool.
Damn.
Oh shit! I need to erase that water screen from my backpack.
Ha. Ha. So you have control winds now, Naya. 100-foot cube, you can continuously blow gusts in a horizontal direction that you designate for 1 hour. Oh, good question. Yeah, no, you can't actually. Oh, that doesn't work. Dang.
Oh. I looked at that one already.
Let's insect plague. Reincarnate if you really need it.
That link is into Life Shell. I'm not sure how else to set this.
Oh, did it not filter properly? Did it not send
Apparently
you the
not.
correct filter?
It says
Oh, shit.
classes, druid, subclasses.
Hold on.
Oh, it's classes, druid.
On the left, it doesn't have a druid list. Hold on. Let me fix that for you. I'm gonna edit the message. Now, if you click those links, it'll show you all the spells you get.
Wait, I get all this? Shit.
You're a druid.
You are a prepared caster. We have all 3 prepared casters in this party.
Oh fuck.
Plus a wizard who is also a prepared caster in a certain way. So
I'm a prepared caster, and I'm a rogue fighter.
no, you're a known caster. You're a known spells caster.
That's true. No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I finally get a mass cure wounds. Yay, a mass heal.
Yeah. That's a good one.
That was pretty good.
Clerics get Dawn, Greater Restoration, Raised
Sorry about
Head.
that.
Spirit Shroud.
Let's see. Spirit Shroud.
Necromancy, really?
If they are good or evil, your choice.
Getting edgy, man.
Oh, that's pretty fun. It's like a weird, like, solo buff version of Spirit Guardians.
Yeah, right?
But you don't get Spirit Guardians, do you? That's cleric only.
Yep, exactly.
Well, I will tell you, there are plenty of the spirits of the dead in this place.
I was almost eaten that.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, because I have to go close my window while you guys look at your spells. So I'll be right back.
I'm not going to look at that list. It's some long ass list. I'm going to look at it later.
Oh, hey, I do have 2 water skins. Oh yeah, I keep wine in one of them, but it's still labeled as a water skin. That's amazing. A wine skin. That would be vino if you really wanted to add the
I prefer the. Just don't use
vino.
UA.
Back. I don't want to turn the Hydra stuffy into like chew toy for Keen.
Can she chew?
Can she chew? I mean, she can't eat, or it doesn't require food, water, or air.
She might have the facade of a mouth.
I'm cool with that. Does it open and close?
That would be an additional complexity.
Yeah, it depends on, how Smitty was feeling about it.
Yeah. It might be an extra feature because she doesn't have a bite attack, right?
No. I might have to tinker with her and add to that then.
Add some servos.
Exactly, right? I mean, I do have tinker tools.
I mean, in the worst case, you could just like draw the shark mouth like on the side of a fighter on her face.
Well, no, that's already there. It's already defined, but it's like a singular piece.
Got it. No points of articulation. Totally.
Yeah.
Oh shit. You mean there's a space, like a cavity?
Yeah. There's
Ni-
a little bit of space.
Nimbus.
Hmm.
Nimbus.
I see where this is going.
You want to like build a water gun or some kind of foci magic gun and put it into Keen's mouth. You want to do this so that you can make attacks from Keen's location, like beam attacks and shit.
So, remote controlled. I mean, I guess you could put Badath inside there. He'd
Oh, holy
probably
shit.
fit.
I mean, you
Badath
can
would
do that
appreciate it.
too. No, but I'm not even thinking about that. I mean, like, I already have weird magical effects happen when I use the fire crystal foci. Well, I don't know what you could do, being a more talented mage with, that kind of stuff. I mean, you
Let
can't have
me
mine. I
let me
need
ask
mine
you
in order
this.
to power this.
Let me ask you, does the apparatus of Keen here have the semblance of with dragons? I guess it would have been something we probably.
Does
Ah.
the Dragon Best spell work on a creature or on a construct?
I have no
Well,
idea.
let me just click a little button here and we'll see what it says.
Alvastaver would. Oh wow. Oh, Alvastaver would say
Creature.
A willing creature. Yeah. The only thing is, unlike Badath, you'd actually have to touch her because she is not your familiar.
Yeah, that's fine.
why we would have to build. That's why we would have to build like a focus or some kind of device so that you could do it remotely, similar to the
Oh,
Badath.
wait. Also, though, if Badath is touching a creature, then
That is
you can
correct.
cast touch spells through.
Yeah.
It's just you normally cast it on him. Also.
Yeah. So I can either have the death do the self touch or touch. So yeah, that's definitely a good way.
Self touch.
And just so long as I'm not I'm passing on my good shape.
Yeah. But I mean, like, we could totally build you a foci and put it in the Keen's mouth, and you can do something similar to that needle gauntlet that you got. Shoot spells through that.
Remote foci are a interesting idea.
You'd have to like get the crystals or some weird foci to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wish I could like talk to Holtzman right now.
It also sounds like it'd be kind of hard to.
What do you mean? Just tell Keen where to go.
It would require a lot of communication.
And you'd have to somewhat know in advance where you want her to go.
Good point. Good point. But I mean, all of the best military weapons take preparation, and he looks up to the ballistas with keen enthusiasm.
Well, yeah. Not that I don't enjoy the idea in theory crafting, but I will tell you about how you arrive back at Shosei.
Thank
Oh,
you.
please do. Yeah.
Your level up obviously would happen at some time that you're in town, but as you're getting there, as you're pulling the skiff in and getting it up to the city's edge, the you kind of have to. There's a good amount of city that is not under the protection of the obelisk on both sides. So you have to kind of park the skiff outside and then walk it the rest of the way. Um, the main road has been long since cleared and cleaned, so it's pretty easy for you to get it parked. Um, and there's even a sort of makeshift shack to safely store these skiffs under, um, to protect them during the Redshift. Now, this is considered safe enough, rather than hauling these things into the obelisk. Um, the chances of a wood and rope object being shifted is pretty darn low. It usually doesn't happen. The commission will occasionally store objects and tools like that outside in the space where they can be affected by the redshift, and bad things have only happened once or twice. So as you walk down the main road and approach the fort proper, you can see just outside of or just at the edge of one of the walls is your brigadier with her sleeves rolled up, her sleeve rather, two-handing an entire pallet of bricks, where she's hauling these bricks to what appears to be a stable in progress for that is currently filled to the brim in terms of foundation floor space to creature capacity, um of tall, or like they're like 4.5 feet tall plus horns, um uh extremely muscular, thin-furred, bearded goats. Uh, several of them.
Bipedal goats?
No, regular goats.
That would be terrifying.
These are goats from the desert nation of Kotora, and they are used as hauling animals and beasts of burden in that land very frequently. Um, they don't require much water. They're very sturdy. They have a very high constitution. They are huge. They're like absolutely massive. Um,
Look at these absolute units of goats.
They love them some cactus, which again many of them are currently chewing while they watch the commission build their home that they're going to be staying in here at Shosei. The Brigadier will notice you probably after she puts down the pallet.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What kind of a shape do we look like across the road? You know, do we look kind of bedraggled? Do we look tired? Do we look kind of like we took a beating?
Well, you certainly had a couple of days, camping out, but camping out is camping out. So
Right, but we haven't had a long rest, and some of us were still nursing our.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I know a couple of you have mending, so I imagine your clothes are probably not shredded by sand anymore.
Okay.
Unless you didn't use mending on the way home. That's up
No.
to you.
I'm sure we'll probably use mending and precipitation. Be all proper.
I think we wanted to get home because we have
Gotta
some
come back to
conversations
heroes.
that need to have.
I'm
that need to
fastidious
happen.
about that, man. My clothes are literally gold.
Got it. Yeah. Yeah, so less bedraggled than you could be, I suppose.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So yeah, she puts down the pallet and hands it off to the other people who are working on this build. And she turns to you and she stretches out her her right arm and she says, "Hey, how did it go?"
Grab it, shake it.
Oh,
terribly.
things-
Absolutely.
Well,
she wasn't holding out her arm to shake. She was stretching it.
Wrong kind of stretch. Okay, well, if it didn't naturally look like held out like that, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Instead, you just pulled a Larry David move.
Aww.
Anyway, yeah, we had an interesting experience.
And we need to talk.
Found Eska. Things aren't great. Probably talk to grandma.
Okay. Then let's go. So she will, she'll lead the way right down the road to the obelisk. And while you're walking, she says, "That's not the worst news you could have brought home.
At
She's
least we're all
alive, at
here.
least."
We almost died.
Oh.
We all almost died, but I mean, hey, we're all here. We all survived it.
I don't really almost did, but I guess
Some of us almost died.
I didn't see what was going on
We got pretty roughed up.
Yeah.
I won't make you tell it twice. She touches the obelisk and the portal to Grandmother's Grove, the obelisk that she has, opens up. And you can see her there. And she is able to move far enough away from her tree that she can, sit in front of the obelisk herself and talk to it. She doesn't have to like shout. But Lucent says, "Grandmother, we have some news for you. And she gives whoever wants it the floor.
He found she had apparently trapped
She's alive. She is.
her investigate. He is because the watch also doesn't brain.
She says that she'll be alive as long as the lake is alive and the lake can't die. So she can't die either.
But he doesn't water. Don't it gets worse or it gets I mean, something we've come to you for guidance. Now there was that I was she was like this glorious tree, but that there was life, that there was also there was
She was. Unlike me, I always kept to myself and protected all the little ones over here out in the woods. She took on the other people, the people like you who wanted to build a city, and put them under her protection for a very, very long time. She was friends with Vesa. And at some point or another, the two of us began sharing messengers back and forth and became friends. So I know a little bit about what it was like for her there.
I wonder
And
When-
that's what she looks like.
when I try to grab her under attack. Didn't really want trying to other came the things that back then what appeared to be skeleton. If
What you're describing is quite far beyond the power of a naiad. Whatever
She
happened to her,
she said that she was transformed by we think it's just speculation, but it kind of sounds like she was transformed by a red dragon.
Uh,
Because
no, I think she was redshifted. I think that what Vashta did was trap her in that grain of sand.
Yeah, I
she
agree with
said
that.
she said the one that trapped her was the one with the red skin, or the one that transformed her.
Trapped her.
Okay.
What she said is, "Have you come to trap me in a grain of sand like he did?" And I said,
She said again.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, and I was like, it wasn't somebody with red skin that flew, was it? And she was like, "Oh, are you his friend?" And she got angry.
Right. That's I was gonna say it
Okay.
played out a particular way.
Yeah. She says, well, well, if it's the Redshift, I mean, I don't like much thinking about how I myself would have ended up over time if you all hadn't showed up. Um, I always assumed I was probably done for. But
Is there anything that we can do for
thinking about it,
her?
she's spent so much more time under the Redshift than I have. She's so much closer.
She was barely in control of herself.
Barely. I mean, we had a couple of minutes, and then she said, "You need to leave because the rage is starting up again."
Did she turned in?
I've seen that among the children around here who are shifted sometimes. They can't control themselves. They become monsters. And usually some of the others around here are able to help hold them long enough for me to heal them. If she's turned to dust, it's not surprising. What would we do? What
A
could
moment
we
of your
do?
time, grandmother? I had an idea, and it might be naive.
You have all the time you need. I'm here.
So I know because of my guild and businesses an art known as cloning and transplantation. Uh, Cloning and transplantation is when you take a cutting of a living plant and you
Yes.
surgically add it to another one. I don't know how this would work in the magical sense, so this is completely a naive idea, but a sacrifice of yourself in such a manner, if it could be done, maybe the seed, or not the seed, rather, I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe the grain of sand can be changed or corrupted from its original purpose and become a seed of new life. But as I was saying this to you, and as I've thought it while we were on the skiff, that is again changing the Naiad's nature into something else, which is much to ask of the Naiad, and it's also much to ask of you. So in my naivety, I know I also ask a lot.
Well, I would more than willingly give a piece of myself to save my friend.
But do you know if it would work either? Like, this is all I know from basic plants and what people have shown me, and I thought was cool. I don't even know how to do a transplantation myself.
Let me tell you about how my kind work. if the time comes when it is for us to have offspring, we will produce seeds of a sort. You could call them similar to to a transplanted thing, and often they will be planted nearby, sometimes taken away on the wind. Sometimes we will give them to somebody to take somewhere else, someone we trust. Unfortunately, I believe I was long ago made infertile by the Redshift. I don't I don't think I will ever be able to do that myself. And um she just with one of her fingers she pokes one of the long purple thorns on her body. Um and she says, could I travel there myself, I would happily take in the shifting from her and try to heal her. But uh were you to take a part of me, I'm not sure it would be healthy enough to fix her.
That
I
plan almost sounds like it has legs. Is there anything our magical experts here could add on to that? Jackass? Nimbus?
Dex has not arrived just yet. But
Okay.
I will yeah, it's just you and the Brigadier at the moment. Um she
Great.
she says well,
Would Wild
the Brigadier says eh, well, no, grandmother says, if you think it's worth trying, I I could give you a branch. Well, I mean, we can try. Um,
would
I
would Wild Growth be able to be form
What
a
about mending?
a a branch from a dryad's tree will always grow into a strong and healthy tree. It will not grow into another dryad, mind you, but it will take root. Now, my tree has been deeply afflicted, so I do not know what necessarily will happen. And I would urge you to be careful. But I, if it's something that we can try, then we can certainly try. Um,
I made her a promise that I would bring the water there, and if that poisons her, well, then I would like to bring the next best thing.
there are during the middle of the conversation, there are footsteps, and the brigadier is jostled by the two children rushing up to meet both you all who have come back and grandmother whose voice they must have heard from nearby.
The children may have some ideas as well. I'm a little wary of taking them with us, though. It's quite dangerous there. We almost didn't survive it.
The brigadier puts her left hand on Macau's head and she says, yes, that would I would have a hard time agreeing to that up front.
Yeah.
They they are waving to you and greeting to you though, and signing hello, welcome back.
Way back. My concern is honestly Eska's suffering. Uh,
Yeah.
that's gotta stop. Like, I don't, I don't see how anything at Alsane's gets better until it does.
Suffering is tremendous. It's just tremendous.
Grandmother says, "Please, yes, yes, we must. Um, if what you've said is true, we can't just leave her like that."
I would take a piece of you to her. I would try at least.
Grandmother, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Would it, is it possible to describe what you do when you heal the little ones who have been shifted as
Oh, goodness.
taking the shifted properties that they have onto yourself?
It's not quite perhaps exactly that way. Uh, little Ruby, when I healed him, his wings had turned to crystal. Um, when I took that, I I myself did not turn to crystal. Um, but the well mm, the rot that I hold got a little bit worse. You understand?
I do.
Um, I if I could reach Eska, if it's as bad as you say, I don't know if I'd be able to heal her all by myself. Um,
Would you teach us to do it as a group?
I I won't make you rot yourselves. That that isn't fixing any. It would, even if you did, even if I could teach you that, even if you did heal her that way, it would just put it on you instead. Then more people who are my friends would be suffering in the same way. No, that can't be the only solution. I can do it myself because I am willing to sacrifice my body. I can't ask you or accept you to do the same thing. That is not. I'm I'm too selfish for that.
I understand. I just fear that the alternative is just as grim.
I understand your meaning. I as her friend, I would rather, if it needs to be done, that you put her out of her misery before you have to take that misery yourself. It's better that it be healed than kept.
She said
And
that
I don't want any of you coming here later on and showing me some rot that you've gained from trying to copy what I do. That's If you do that, I'm going to have a serious talking to with your brigadier, and we're gonna have to figure out some sort of consequence to such a foolish action.
I would never.
The brigadier just shrugs,
She-
just like
she
don't,
said-
don't look at me.
she said that she cannot die
Yeah. So
because her lake cannot die.
It's you would much like you would have to you would have to destroy my tree, burn it down, cut it up by the roots. And rot
Right.
it
So
away,
if
for
we
me to perish.
figure out a
So
way to drain the lake,
it would All Saints was a spring, I believe.
I thought it
So
might be from what she said, where she said that the lake wouldn't die either.
if
And
you were
because the
able
lake wouldn't
to
die, then she can't die.
if you were able to stop up the source, then and disperse all of the water, um, she would not go with it.
Okay.
And that would
Would that free her?
allow you to. It would prevent her from returning to life if she was killed.
And would she get a measure of relief then? Would it be, or would she have a tortured death? All right, we don't want to add any more torture.
could we change her? I mean, what is sand but a vehicle, right?
We might have changed her since we did free her from the the grain of sand she was in. We might have,
yes. Uh, uh, yeah,
but we
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah, no, I'm not talking about like making her a spirit of the desert or anything like that. I'm just saying perhaps we can alter her again into a different form.
Something less sucky.
Yeah, exactly. Like if we could turn most of the desert and her aura, which has been affected by the grain of sand that she's trapped in, like into wetlands or a swamp.
But she said water was poison.
Exactly. Which is why you need to change the vehicle. Right now, her
Right, but
vehicle is
water is still water.
yes, which is why you need to change her vehicle.
That's what I
Her
was saying
vehicle
about
stuff.
the idea of trying to restore life to the area. Could be that, yes, it is adding water to the area, but it's not just sitting there with spraying, but instead getting full, getting
Turning the sand into loam.
yeah, exactly. The other thing that help with, as we could probably try to facilitate it if we really wanted, is directing creatures that live in those sorts of, and trying to get
Turn it into a true desert oasis again.
Kapua says, yeah, as you're saying that, Kapua says, it could be made into a uh uh read read a book about desert water. They you don't think they know how to sign the word oasis?
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Um yeah,
Muad'Dib makes its own water.
she is a water spirit. She's a naiad.
Yeah, I guess from what little I know about, fey creatures of that sort, they're not really linked to what grows there. They're linked to the purity of the waters that they're bound to.
Right.
I'm bound to my tree, but were you to were my forest to burn down, I would become unhealthy. It's um not so simple as just one object, you would say. Not naiads, possibly even more so than dryads. The way water can become polluted by its environment and what is put into it, um, are very susceptible to their environment. Indeed, it is sort of what you say, that simply, um, I doubt that simply growing some grass and some bushes nearby would do much, but um, how do you mean the same for dragons? What do you mean?
So you're a little bit more rooted than say a dragon, but once a dragon makes connections, lays claim to a land, and then lives there, is it true? Like, are the myths true that the land starts taking on the aspects of whatever dragon is there? The most ham-fisted being such as red dragon turning a lake into sulfur, a sulfur lake, just by being around it and doing red dragon stuff.
Well, I've only met one dragon in my lifetime, but I have heard stories quite like what you say.
So it just, I only ask because then maybe this is really simple. Well, maybe not simple. Maybe there are steps, of course, like healing with the branch and eventually rechanging of the environment. But maybe we got to kill the dragonkin who likes the environment being poisonous and sandy and different, and has set up his home to be as such.
The brigadier, by the way, does not say you're correct about that understanding, Alistair.
Okay. I am incorrect about that.
No, you're correct.
Oh,
Dragons do have an effect, that sort of effect, powerful ones.
yeah.
Um,
So I think we need to banish or kill our red friend.
if our understanding of the situation is correct, and there is a red dragon living somewhere in the zone or nearby, then uh, he would certainly, he who has layered here for generations would certainly have had some effect on the land.
I'm sorry to interrupt, Lucent. I might be I don't think it's the big bad, the big dragon, their dad. I might be overestimating him, but I think this dragon prince is truly an actual threat. That he has an aura of dragon kind, for lack of a better word. A draconic aura.
You did mention that he seemed fairly powerful.
He honestly felt the closest to what I've read about dragons in my stories, like aloof, kind of didn't care other I did care, like had his motives, but like we worked together and I feel a similar kinship to him maybe, but he worked together with us out of entertainment, not because he likes us.
Oh, he had plenty to gain out of cooperating with us.
Exactly.
I don't think it was anything other than that, candidly.
I also think there was some entertainment value to it too. Like he'd never seen that best to play along. Like he has everything
Right.
to gain. Exactly what you're saying.
Yes, that's very astute and good that you do not put more than a pinch of salt of trust in him.
I don't trust him. I believe him to be the closest to dragon of the dragon kind that we have faced so far.
He's definitely powerful and dangerous. I mean, he trapped Eska in a grain of sand. She wore us down to the point where that fight wasn't certain. I mean, to be fair, I actually think that we would have at least been able to get ourselves free if we had to, but it would have come at a high cost. I don't think it cost Vashta much to trap her.
That is that is imposing. Well, you know my opinion. If it comes to grandmother's companion or this dragon prince, um, we rescue the naiad.
I can trust Anaya, even a changed one.
Right. A thing I'm maybe not getting across, uh, her trauma isn't so much about her being shifted as it is about her being trapped. Like her losing control came at the implication that we might have something to do with Vashta.
She became furious at you. After you snapped her out of a rage by mentioning grandmother. She entered a different rage
Right,
when she leapt to the conclusion of you being a friend of Dragon.
right. So there's no way her suffering ends until we also deal with Vashta, is the point I'm making.
Um, the Brigadier says, "Well, if it is him causing it, then we'll have to do something." You didn't run into him, did you, while you were there?
Nope.
No.
Not easy to track these people down.
We know where his local lair is.
However, Naya, that is now in a sandstorm. Though
Right.
again, you don't know how long that sandstorm will last.
Right.
If we're lucky, it'll scour away the teleportation circle.
uh,
Would we be so lucky as that?
Yeah, no, but I like the thought.
Mother says, if this man has been tormenting her, then give him all the fury that you need to. Whatever you have to do to make her better, if we can. Tell me what I can do, and I will do it. Um,
I have no idea what he's going to try to do, or if he, let's see, great idea. Come up with.
the brigadier says, yes, and it would be we'd be remiss to send you back there without a clear plan, and we don't have good eyes on that city just yet. So a plan is a little hard to make. Should we get this branch from grandmother that we may plant?
I want to ask Oriana will take south. That's preserve the branch. East. Yours, the you during with help out with. The other thing I'm wondering, where and how do we try to get free to during the big tree that like would actually be to catch the branch to
Grandmother says, yes, Eska lived under a great tree. Does it is it still alive?
Barely. It's very withered, like her.
Barely is not dead, though.
Right. She said she can't die. The lake can't die. The tree can't die. None of it can die. Therefore, she cannot die. I'm guessing the spring is still viable after all this time, and the spring feeds what little bit of the lake there is, which is not much more than a puddle. And that also, though, keeps the tree alive at its roots, even if the rest of it above ground is mostly withered.
If the environment were to flourish, a weak naiad would become strong. A sick one would become healthy.
Okay.
I don't know.
Do we want her strong in her current state?
we might have to weather the storm if we want the results we're looking for. No one said this is going to be easy.
If she is dust, as you said, a this is a guess, but an environment where dust and sand do not flourish would perhaps weaken a naiad who is dust.
Which is why we need to change the vehicle. I don't know if we can make her a pure naiad again, but I'm sure we can change dust into something else with the capabilities that we have. We have the technology.
If anyone is going to do it, it will be you. I can only guess. But I think that is a good start. Naiads live for a long time, but I trust you won't make her wait longer than you need to. The Brigadier Montlarin says she says, Brock, so you found the edge of the desert?
Yeah, here, look at my map. And it's not at the edge of the desert. It's more like, well, you explain.
Yeah, it's more like an outcropping. Like it was probably the core of a hill before the sand scoured it away.
I see.
But I mean, perfect for a forward operation base, especially if we make it look small.
There might be caves. There also might even be water under that rock.
Yes,
Yep.
exactly.
Oh, if my memory serves me, this is also pretty close to where Arisa told us that there was a town that she knew of. Isn't that right? She said
I
it
had
was a little way south of Alsanes.
Right, I had forgotten about that.
Me too. And I'm the map guy.
I like the idea of a forward base there. We need to get more people out and into the desert in a sustainable place. We're already preparing to get people out on the additional skiffs pretty soon, but um, we'll need some kind of connectivity and a proper resource train here.
We should definitely scout those outcroppings for caves and or water, and then establish the site, or not establish, but find the site. You know what I mean?
Not agree more, Grandcastle. I think that is an excellent plan. We need to get out there, get close to All Saints, so that we can monitor and involve ourselves in the situation without needing to send just you out on a extended trip that far away. I think that's step one.
Reminds me of Oris's Tower. Except it won't be so vital. I mean, there'd be an obelisk, of course, but it wouldn't be so vital if the tower got smashed.
Well, yes, every outpost is vital indeed. Oh, speaking of which, actually, I forgot to mention Dex is not here today. I think he said he was going to stay up near the collector's manor. He's actually just got done putting up an obelisk there, or should be very shortly. The Redshift is on its way, so he's either coming back or almost done.
Ooh, I have my fingers crossed that he says that I can have it.
I think he's on your side there, Grontessa. We'll see how that turns out later. For now, though, he told me to let you know that the teleport circle is well the key to the teleport circle is under guard, kept in a closed notebook, so it cannot be scryed easily, and will only be given to a very select few people, your team included, of course, if you are able to make use of such a thing. We're most likely going to distribute the key to one or two vital people back at the Empire who are able to use it, and will be able to organize some trade in here for us. We can get some much needed supplies transported very quickly.
How did he know that I wanted to turn it into a trading house?
But you wanted to turn it into a museum.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
I was thinking that, but
Me too.
no. The museum is built into the trading house.
Yeah, it could be both.
Well, because you collect artifacts as people come in, like I knew of this place that said that if you brought a book into their walls, that you had to relinquish your book until they could make a copy of it, and then they give you back their book. Imagine the fucking profits I could make just by doing that in a trading
Right.
house slash museum slash library. It'd be beautiful. And then you'd forget about it, and then you'd come back.
It's literally a tourist trap.
She says, I will leave you to your scheme. The
This is vital infrastructure and operations. This is how
Lauren,
this land will-
I think that is part of the plan. Taking a cutting to the tree and installing it. Who knows if that will work the way we hope, but it's certainly worth a try.
I definitely want to do that after we deal with the dragon.
By
Correct.
the root was the water. That was just there are many other locations necessarily that wondering if we catch there and start that area if that would be acceptable.
She says, now you say this woman caused a sandstorm that nearly killed you. Even a dryad's tree, a dryad sapling would probably have a difficult time surviving in that kind of environment. How are we going to make sure this, it sticks?
Right, like we would have to restore the lake.
The thing would planting it closer to ground level and digging up below the ground hard pack like a soil fairly the ability for light hits allow for growth will still be possible instead of just being attached gently base attached to the base supported strong packed dirt.
I bet we
Papua,
could get some nutrient dirt pack for the tree, for the cutting and for the pruning, the placing of it at the
Papua
roots of the
hops
tree.
and waves, and says when they've caught your attention, they say, why don't you just ask it to grow quickly?
We can do that. True.
I think a few of us even have ways to use our own magic to encourage that if we have to.
Yep.
Yeah. What would wild growth do to the tree?
It's an interesting
It
question.
would be affected in part by
Macau says, sometimes when the trees don't want to grow around here, around the sand, we both ask it together to grow, and we're able to convince it more easily.
Okay.
I mean, in theory, we should be able to use our powers collectively.
We should.
With our powers combined, we are Captain Phanorexia. That's
The brigadier says, "All right, then. So we need to get there. Yeah, you'll have everything you need. Go investigate that rocky area. Find us a spot to set up. See if you can find that damn dragon.
We need some climber's tools just in case there are caves. I'm not going unprepared into like a spelunking dive like last time.
Good idea. If there is a a town or a castle or something there, as always, we can take those for our own use. If they're in a good location.
You wish there was a castle there, Luke said.
I mean, it does make things easier.
Exactly what I think you would say. What I thought you would say. Wow. That was weird.
Listen, surviving out here is hard enough without having to build our own walls, right?
Be even cooler if it was underground, though. Maybe that's just me.
As long as it's safe, I wouldn't mind a cavern. Certainly in the desert, getting into summertime now, it would keep us nice and cool.
Nice and humid too. And if there's an underwater river, I can show you some underground wonders you wouldn't believe. How the light plays off the water in those dark depths. It's so beautiful.
Can't say I've ever been anywhere like that, so I'll have to take your word for it for now.
I haven't actually visited any urban mines or cities. I really should.
But you did live underground for a long time.
It was even a mine.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have said that.
Okay, well, that that sounds like a plan.
So
like it.
exactly what is our plan?
We're going to excavate. Not excavate. What's the damn word that I'm trying to think of where people go to? We are going to survey the rocky outcropping that we found near Alsanes.
Like all the way back in your original job description.
Yeah, exactly. And then we are going to find a site in our survey, preferably one that has water. We can, and or shade, or perhaps there's a town or city there. That's what Orissa had informed us. I wrote it off / forgot about it because in the map that I got from our poor friends in time showed a map. Showed a town way down south, and I kind of assumed that they were maybe the same town, and so I kind of wrote it off as something that wouldn't be near us. But if this is a different place, a smaller town, then that would be cool too. There should be some infrastructure there, and you could build a forward base. And when we build a forward base, then we can actually potentially help change the environment so that the Naiad is maybe a little bit healthier. And then I say, before we bring the branch anywhere near this environment, that we have to do something with. It doesn't have to be violently maim and kill the filthy dragonkin. No offense, Naya, you're not that kind of dragon. And then that aura being banished and dealt with would definitely help. and then we could bring the branch and deal with that craziness.
You've noticed just now that there is one goat right next to you, listening intently. It's wandered all the way over.
I have some cactus inside my bag because I was told it was mostly useless and bad. I will give it to the goat.
Your hand is almost gone. Immediately.
I think he liked it.
Sweet.
Or if you mage handed it, even it would just be just entire mage hand gone.
Inhaled is the word I think you're looking for.
I probably would have mage handed it because I'm very finicky.
Well, Lauren, this is a goat.
Oh yeah, no, I'm aware. I'm just making sure it's not some sort of fiendish hell goat.
Good plan.
But yeah,
this is a goat. It is very goat-like. It is. I'm also like 2 foot tall, so this goat is not us.
Oh yeah,
it's monstrous.
You live in its shadow now. I mean, yeah. Again, they're made for Dragonborn to use as beasts. So,
do I have to roll an acrobatics roll to try to mount it?
Yes.
Is this going to be a JoJo? Oh no! I have a trick. I have a trick because I've read JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Steel Ball Run. I'm going to bait it with another cactus with my mage hand so it brings its head close to the ground, and then I will make an acrobatics roll to tumble up its neck onto the saddle.
You might want to be careful about that. Fail. These are not riding goats. They do not like that.
Oh. Well.
You are bucked off the goat and it is gone. It's gone back to its friends.
Okay, so it is only for hauling?
She says, yes, I probably should have mentioned these are not for riding. Do not.
Okay.
They are bred and trained to haul. They are a little too independent for riders.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
We have about 1.5 skiffs ready to send some people out. So based on these drawings, I may try to send a team further south or southeast across the sand to see if they can maybe find more of these rocks that you found. And next we'll also send a team going north, probably.
Just be wary. There is a dragon lair right there in town at Alsane's.
Yes, and
so just give it a wide berth.
I suppose you have sort of kicked the hornet's nest.
We have.
So who knows where he'll be. Ideally, not to put a curse on you, he is attracted back to your party and before anybody else's. So yes, hopefully you can find him quickly. Please.
Some of the commentary that he made the one time that we encountered him suggested that he had his lair there, and he said towards the end of our time together that he was glad he'd gotten out of bed this morning and decided to go in the direction of All Saints. Otherwise, he would have missed the whole thing. So it sounds like he has a fairly lazy type of life, doing whatever dragons do.
Well, based on the others we've met, most likely it was loot everything valuable out of that city and all the local surroundings.
Right, but they would have already done that by now. Right?
Exactly. So
they didn't have anything better to do than laze around, sleep in. You know, he's like a bored dragon. Well, bored is dangerous.
Must be nice.
Right. But he doesn't have anything better to do than, torture others and just kind of engage in whatever
Listen, to me, what that says is if he's done with this turf and has picked it clean, then he has no reason to stay here other than that he likes it. You might be able to convince him to go.
He did say, when we said something about changing the environment back to the way it was 1,000 years ago, because we saw it. We saw what it looked like, and he said, I prefer it the way it is. This is much more to my liking.
Yeah, he did say that.
He did say
Said he
that.
likes it hot. Yeah.
He likes it hot and he likes it dry. So I'm guessing
I
that
could
we
offer
can
him a lovely desert a few hundred miles away.
He's a dragon. He laid claim to the land. I say that reasoning with him is going to be very, very, very difficult. We should. Can we get a dragon expert teleported here? Just like a bookworm. Like I know Decus. I wouldn't want to insult Decus's character by having you hire another book nerd, which is
I don't think Dex would be offended by acknowledging that he doesn't know everything in the world.
But I mean one just solely on dragons, so that I can pick their brain.
If we could get a resident expert out here, or at least get an opportunity to send messages back and forth somehow, that would be great. So maybe somebody in the Cradian Empire knows a dragon expert.
Yeah, let me send a letter.
Okay.
We may be able to find somebody.
Great.
I'll make sure to try to pull some slack in the guild too.
Most people who call themselves dragon experts end up eaten by one before too long, but
oh, that's true, and a lot of them make up stuff because dragons are not common in the world today.
The smarter one,
right? That's OC, right?
More or less, yeah. They're not.
I thought in the world today that's not the Redshift area, that dragons are pretty much legendary creatures and not common.
Most of the continent is too civilized to support dragons because they tend to make things uncivilized where they go.
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop some from settling here and there around, across countrysides and in forests or swamps and stuff like that.
Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you.
But she was going to say, the smarter dragon experts spend more time talking to friendly ones. So, yeah, I'll send a letter.
Thank you.
I wonder if the guild has a dragon on hand.
A dragon on hand?
Maybe. I mean, a member.
Yeah.
I don't know. He probably owns the whole operation.
One of the board members is a dragon.
It'd probably actually be cheaper to bring in have.
With the dragon brains?
Yeah, because the only reason Captain N doesn't want to leave far less defended, drop it. No, that's about our.
But we still have the. I do have to tell you, we are in fact the army here. But yes, the recruitment does continue back home.
I've been trying my best for propaganda.
I'm told that it has had some effect, decent enough to I personally wouldn't have thought to
what?
What Montlarn said. I personally would not have thought to make the Redshift zone out to be this glamorous heroism, but
it's the wild west.
Some people, the west is not wild. The west is very civilized.
No. It is where people go to Rome so that they can colonize a long forgotten home, so that they can civilize the Redshift zone.
Actually, no. Yeah, no, you're right. There is a bunch of wilderness off to the west, just in certain parts.
This is the Ranger's paradise, the homesteader's lot, and he starts going off into this like 80s, 90s style movie announcer kind of voice, trying to build up this place. The Redshift Zone is where dreams can be made manifest.
That's not wrong.
I know it's not. I'm not lying. This is just propaganda.
But well,
Where your destiny awaits to be made manifest.
on those facts, this seems like a pretty good spot to call the session and get ready to plan to venture out to this survey zone next time.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just
Yeah,
want to
that's
make
okay
sure
with
that
everybody.
we're all on the same page about
Yeah.
the plan for the next session is to go to the rock outcrops and survey it and look for a spot,
Dude, the Rock Outcrops was my favorite club.
but not necessarily to engage a dragon or a naiad. Is that correct?
If you can find this prince, do what you can.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, like Lauren said, if you can find that spot Arisa was talking about,
Okay.
if it is indeed around that area, you may find something useful.
Okay, well, that will steer the skiff south in a different direction. So I just want to make sure that we're clear with that.
It should be pretty close to where you where you found the rocky area.
Right.
Obviously you'll
And then probably
Probably
southward from there, because we didn't find any on the north side. So, all right. Well, that will take us definitely away from the dragon's lair and from the naiad.
yeah.
Maybe.
Step one. If we can establish a foothold there, then we can try to help Eska.
Yeah. I was very deeply disturbed by what we found. She was so traumatized and tortured and just endless suffering. It was horrible. I'm hopeful that we can do something to help.
On that note, that'll be the game for now.
All right.